Hey everybody! I decided to do a Draw My Life, and just bear with me though, I know my drawing isn't that great, and my spelling is terrible, and also my handwriting is terrible, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. I wanted to get started. Basically, I was born when it was really cold outside on a very snowy day. I'm not sure if it was really snowing, but it was in 1984, and actually I was a Christmas baby almost. I was born December 23rd and actually had a mohawk that stuck straight up for a long time. My mom could never get my hair to stay down. I also cried a lot because I was a colic baby and my poor dad couldn't take it, so he was always fishing. My mom had to sit there and take care of me crying all the time. Well, there was my dad, my mom, and I had a big brother, and I loved him very much. He was really excited to get me as a little sister, I'm sure. But he was my big hero. Basically, I always looked up to my brother, still do. And we're a pretty happy little family. I don't really remember much, but I do remember, when my sister was born. My parents were pretty tall. My dad was 6'4", or is 6'4". My mom was about 5'9", maybe a little bit smaller. But about 2.5 years later, my sister was born. I finally got some long hair, and I had a little sister with curly blonde hair. We all started off with blonde hair and then eventually got dark hair. Anyways, we were a happy, loving family, and we were happy to have all three of us and my mom and dad. Well, we had nicknames, obviously. I was called Nikki, my sister Sherry Berry, and my brother was just Bubba. And my dad called us Three Little Monkeys. And by the way, I hate the name Nikki. We were always moving. I started off in Brooklyn, that's where I was born. And shortly after living there, my mom, since she's from Dominican Republic, we would go there a lot. But we went from Brooklyn to Long Island, where we probably stayed there for a couple years. I don't really remember much. It was really small. But I do remember getting lost at the beach. That sucked. We moved back to Brooklyn again and lived there for quite a while, actually. And then at some point we moved to Santo Domingo before basically I started school, and I went to pre-kindergarten and kindergarten there, which is pretty cool. And then back to New York we went, and again living in Brooklyn. And I actually really had a lot of memories in New York because we were there for a while, but around 1995 my mom decided to move. So we were living in San Juan, Puerto Rico for about 3 months and then moved to Florida. I guess it was like a transition thing, like a little vacation. Started off in Orlando, moved around Florida quite a bit, including Indiantown, but never understood why we moved every single year. But I guess that's just the way my mom liked to live, kind of like a gypsy. But anyways, back to Brooklyn. Um, when I was little, we lived in a house behind my grandpa's house. Well, actually, it was my great-grandmother's house. It was on top of a garage. My dad and my grandpa built it, and there was a really cool garden, and I really love that place. My dad was actually a construction worker. He owned his own business, and my mom stayed at home and took care of the three of us. I feel really bad for her because we fought all the time, forever. My sister would always jump off random furniture, and I cried all the time. And my brother, I don't know, he was just, crazy too. My mom and dad did argue, but not to the point where it was something that really bothered us, but we can tell there was something wrong. They never really were loud in front of us. But they did break up. My dad got a girlfriend, and my mom had to take care of the three of us all on her own. And yeah, I definitely cried a lot. And also, kind of depressing. I became a weekend kid. I was at my mom's during the week, my dad's every other weekend. But after all that, you know, they still loved us just the same. And also we had my grandpa, who kept us all together as a family no matter what. And there was a lot of love there. My grandpa is pretty much my second dad to me. He was pretty much my hero growing up. I looked up to him a lot. He was so cool. He spoke 7 different languages, told really great jokes. Actually, there was one time at the dinner table I said, "Oh shit," and my grandpa was like, didn't care. My sister was like, "Ooh, you said a curse word." And my grandpa said, "Shit's not a curse word, it's what comes out of your ass." But when I told my mom that, she didn't think it was pretty funny. Anyways, he always fell asleep watching TV, and he was full of a lot of wisdom, and I really loved him. Unfortunately, a couple years back, my grandpa did pass away. He fell off a roof while helping a friend. But I know he's always watching over us. Miss you, Grandpa. Making friends. So I had a hard time keeping friends because I moved so much. Pretty much every year we were moving, so I went to, 3 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, 3 high schools, pretty, regular. Luckily, sometimes I got to go back to the same areas, so I got to rekindle friendships, but it wasn't the same because they already had close bonds, unlike me. And since I was already so shy and quiet, it was hard to really pour myself out into a friendship and keep friends. I had some really cool elementary friends. I really wish I could remember their full names so I could find them again, but I was always worried that they would make fun of the way I talk or how I dressed. Because we moved so often, I never was able to really keep up with those types of things. But they were really nice. They wanted to be my friends, but then of course, shortly after, moved away. And that continuously happened pretty much for all of my school years. Make friends, move away, make friends, move away. And it just started getting really overwhelming for me. And by the time I hit high school, probably like the end of my high school year, I was really, really depressed and I became emo Nicole. I ran with the wrong crowd of friends. I just wasn't making good life decisions. I even stopped modeling and I don't know, decided to pour my heart into boyfriends instead. And I had a lot. I pretty much had a new boyfriend every other week, it felt like, for a while there. And a lot of them started with M's and B's. I don't know why. Lots of Brian's, Michael's, and it was just weird. I don't know how that happened, but looking back, it's weird. Yes, so although my YouTube name is Nikki Tits, I had no boobs, no butt. I was pretty much a back with a crack, as someone had told me. And I wasn't allowed to do like normal teenage stuff. Like I couldn't use nail polish or makeup. I couldn't do sleepovers with friends. It was really, really protected, always grounded. So that was weird. But luckily, growing up, my brother, who is my hero, inspiration for a lot of things, he taught me really cool things. I was always into music, dance, comics, pretty much video games, love video games, cars. It's all thanks to my brother. And in high school, well, that was not a good time for me. I actually ended up leaving my senior year, and I don't know why. I was just in the wrong crowd, and I didn't know what to do with myself. So I got kind of separated from my family, didn't really feel like I belonged anywhere, and I really hated myself. I made a lot of bad decisions, should we say. I really just felt lost and lonely. But all I did was basically fill my heart with empty relationships and ended up even more depressed, and I just felt like maybe the relationships were a way of coping with being lonely all the time. Wow, I'm getting really depressed right now. But one day, I realized something. I get boobs. Now, I was flat-chested, but my mom had these gigantic boobs, and most people in my family did, and I was like, wait, am I gonna get mine? One day, bam, boobs. That just happened. They're humongous, and they hurt my shoulders. So, yeah. When I was 19, I think I was living pretty well. I had a good job. I was going to college, and, I had a good boyfriend at the time, and I felt like things were going well, but I was still really sad, and I just didn't understand why. And then I realized something. My family, they weren't really part of my life. We all went in different directions and never really went anywhere from there. With my dad, oh, I was such a brat. One day we were on a boat fishing and I was like, Dad, what's my favorite color? Like a little brat that I am, because I thought that he didn't care about me enough to know those little things. And that wasn't really cool, but one day I got an idea and grew up a little bit and was like, hey, guess what? Dad, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What's about you that's so awesome? I want to know these things. I want to learn about my family. I want to be closer to them. And I also wanted to treat myself better. I wanted to stop focusing on, boys and stuff like that and just, be part of my friend's life more, my family life more. And then came MySpace, the place of reconnections and creepy emails. But that's where I found Maui. Now, me and Maui actually dated in high school and liked each other in middle school. But things happened. We grew apart and I left him. What am I kidding? Well, anyways, Maui's really tall and handsome. He's my boo. He's like, like a giant compared to me. I'm only 5'9", but that's tall for a girl, right? Anyways, he's really outgoing, funny, loves basketball. I can't doodle very well. And after 6 months of us being together this time around, where we know our things apart, we decided, let's get married. And of course, it was a yes to that because we both knew what we wanted and we've always loved each other. So a little bit down the road, in March, we decided to get married a couple years later. And we've been together ever since. Now, since we got married, we have a really big family. I mean, big. Just for me, I have my immediate family, obviously my brother, but my dad now has Cece, Mama Cece, and all of her daughters and their kids. And my brother had kids, and he got married, and my sister's about to get married, and that's a lot. Maui's family doesn't even ridiculous big family. His mom has 7 sisters, and they have kids, and those kids are now having kids. All we have is our Momo, our puppy. That's our little family. Me, Maui, and Momo, at least for now. Well, me and Maui have, close friends, and we now consider our family an extended family, and to us, not only you guys, but they have been such a part of our life to make us, feel special, and we want to be able to share all that. That's why we make our videos, to make them laugh, make you guys laugh, and I'm still pretty nerdy, and I love anime, I love cars, love Korean stuff, Korean drama, K-pop, basketball. But looking to the future, I just want to continue making YouTube videos and also just kind of want to do this more like full time, but I'm kind of camera shy. But you guys really inspire me whenever I watch other YouTubers and read comments to continue being great and do my best to try to make everybody laugh every day. And I just want to say a special thanks to the people that have come into our YouTube videos and, helped us out, and also YT Talks for having such a great community and really fun people to talk to, and I just really enjoy every moment of my day talking to all of them. But I love you guys, and thank you so much. And if, by the way, you want to see Maui's Draw My Life, he is awesome, just let us know in the comments below. That way, he can sit there and doodle his muscly men. Or if you want to see our story and how we met and everything like that, let us know. Leave a comment below and like our video, subscribe, and share, of course. And as always, bye! FC Productions. Subscribe, like, and comment. Bye!